What's going on, all you gamers? Here we are, and today we're back in Outriders. Now I've got a new legendary drop, and I'm going to give it a little showcase and tell you who I think it will be really good for and what kind of playstyle you'll need to use it for. So if you want to know more about this shotgun right here, the Golem's Limb, then stay tuned. That's coming up next.
Yeah. All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. See this? This is my boomstick!
Welcome back, all you guys and girls. As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, all the latest and greatest coming out, and of course a lot more Outriders along the way, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon. But for now, you're here to see a little bit about this shotgun right here, very possibly one of the best looking guns in the game. Now I know we've still got a few to unlock as such, and the full game is not even out at the moment, but I think hands down this is one of the best and probably will be the best looking shotgun in the game. So here we have it, the Golem's Limb, legendary pump action shotgun. And you will not get many guns with this kind of aesthetics. If you have a little look, it looks a little bit like a lightning storm's already hit the gun, cracked it, and some kind of a, well, if I get back into perspective, some kind of an earth effect is going on as well. It really does look really good. One thing that they've 100% got right in this game that I can see is definitely their guns. Now, some of the best looking guns I've ever seen in games. Enough of how pretty it looks and the amazing little lightning effect. What does it actually do? Well, if we have a little look, obviously it is a standard pump shotgun stats wise. So if you have a little look, it's got 6 in the clip, an RPM of 68, quite high damage, medium reload, and 125% crit. Basically all exactly the same as the normal pump shotgun. The accuracy is pretty good, stability is low, and range is low. It is a big boomstick in your face. You're going to be using this up close and personal. Now over here, and if you have a little look, you get armor pierce, skills life leech, and close range damage. All absolutely perfect. That will melt things like butter and give you a little bit of health back as it goes. And just down here you have Vampire. Killing shots grant 15% skill leech boost for 20 seconds. Now I wasn't 100% sure about this. For some reason I had it in my head that meant that you were going to get more anomaly power, as if you'd actually leached a bit of the skill damage as such, or a bit of the skill, but it doesn't actually translate into that. It basically means when you use your skills you're going to be getting a little bit of healing leech, so another one with your health regen, or gaining health as such. But the main one that you're going to be using this, and if you don't like this effect and don't want to be putting this on, then I doubt very much you'll be using this gun, would be this one just here, the Golem Rising. Killing shots grant a protective golem effect for 3 seconds. Now what that basically means is, if you've ever played with the Devastator as such, you'll get a kind of like an overshield made of rock, and it should negate 65% damage. It's really good. This is an absolute beast of a mod. If you're trying to get a bit of tankiness about your character, this is definitely the mod for you. And if you can manage to lose out on a little bit of damage, this may well save your life in many a situation. Now looking at this gun, and I think it's pretty obvious who the main choice for this would be, all day long I would go with the Devastator. But there's a catch. The Devastator is already very tanky, so he may not need this. So honestly, I would say there's probably 3 classes that could use this. I still think Devastator would be best, and I'll go over that in just a second. But also the Pyromancer wouldn't be too bad, and the Trickster could be quite good as well. But honestly, out of all of them, I would definitely say the Devastator. The Pyromancer, probably because endgame I don't think you're going to want to be that close range. If you were going to use it on a Pyro, I would definitely say chuck it into your secondary. Now I'm going to chuck on a bit of gameplay to show you how I used it, and I actually had it drop on my Pyromancer. If I was lucky enough I would have got it from my Devastator, but I've had absolutely awful luck with him. But yeah, I'll show you in the background how I play with it, and hopefully you can see if you enjoy the footage, and if you enjoy the kind of playstyle, then hopefully you'll try to get this for your character. But yeah, like I was saying, what you can do is you could put it on a pyromancer if you wanted to use it as a kind of really close range, but I would honestly say chuck it as your secondary and have a really high damage mid-range kind of gun in your first slot. That way you'd be able to get kind of mid-range damage, get a lot of damage when your powers are down or when you're not using your powers, and then if you needed to get a little bit of kind of negate damage or an overshield as such, then you very well could by getting that armor effect and negating 65% of the damage. That way you'd be a little bit tankier, and then you could just swap straight back to your primary. At lower levels you could use this on any class whatsoever. Like I said with the Trickster's really good up close and personal, and they could go around with this all day long. But ultimately I feel like if you're going to go for a Trickster, you're probably just going to go for the highest damage guns that you actually can get, and try and get those shield procs instead. So for me, all day long, I would say if you can, use it on your Devastator. Get a bit of shotgun damage or weapon damage about yourself, and you will be an absolute beast with this. And then what you might well be able to do, you may well be able to make it so that rather than actually using your Golem Rising in your build, because it's on the weapon, you're just going to actually use the free slots for other moves. So it's as if you've kind of got 4 slots about yourself for the same actual Devastator class. It should work really good. You may well be able to spec a little bit more offensively because you know that you're going to have that tankiness in hand, and even if you wanted to, you could use this as a primary, or again you could use it as a secondary. But I think for the Devastator this may well be a very good primary choice. Now if you're noticing from the footage in the background, what I'm tending to do with my pyro will be make sure you get those shots off, make sure you get those kills, because it obviously only procs when you get the kills. And obviously it's every 3 seconds you can have that up. So every 3 seconds I can have a protective kind of layer on myself that's going to give me 65 damage mitigation. That's really good when you're a bit squishy, and even better if you've made yourself really tanky and you never want to die. So what I would do is I would swap to this whenever I knew that I could get that kill. So if you needed to dwindle the health, either use your skill moves as such, or use some kind of a ground and pound, lower their health a little bit and then get the killing shot. You're not really going to want to be reloading mid battle as such, so you want their health to be low so that you can either get a headshot or just crack on with a body shot if they haven't got that much health at all. That will then proc the actual Golem Rising, giving you that mitigate damage, and you're going to be good to go. One thing this definitely lets you do is use a lot of close range damage. You can put a lot of rotations in with your melee slams, you can put in a lot of punches, a lot of up close and personal damage. You can be right next to them when you're using your skills. You've just got to be careful, because obviously once that golem does go down, you don't want to be in the thick of it, especially if you've got low health. But yeah, for myself, I would definitely say this is the ideal weapon if you're going to go pure tank spec with an actual Devastator, or use it as a backup for something such as a Pyromancer would probably be your best choice, just to give yourself a bit more survivability. And hopefully from the clips you can see how to use it, how you want it to proc, and how effective it actually is in a build. Right, all you guys and girls, I hope this has helped some of you. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you like the looks of this gun and get one for yourself soon. It is well worth trying. It's a fun gun. You can make some absolutely devastating fun builds with this. No pun on the devastating, obviously. And as always, take care. I'll see you on the next day.